Hi everybody, welcome to Spooncraft.com's Aion closed beta movie. I am Spooner, and in this one in particular we're going to be talking about, oh my god, crazy ass corn. Anyway, we're going to be talking about enchanting your gear, dealing with your equipment, as well as how to make money in the game. So think of this as kind of like an economy primer. Welcome to Pandemonium. This is the main city and capital city of the Asmodeans. It's beautiful. I am not going to be editing this video very much. I think there's only one time that I do a quick cut because I want to show you guys how everything looks. I mean, obviously you're not going to spend all of your gameplay time killing monsters and running around the world. You're going to have to come back here sometime. Now, checking at the map, lots of temples. Temple of the Artisans, where there's a bunch of crafting. Temple of Gold, where your bank is. Great Temple, blah, blah, blah. Let's go down to the first place you're going to visit when you enter the city. Down in the Great Temple, which is just to the right of the main bridge leading into the city proper, is where most of the class trainers are located. Here's where you can find the 4 prime archetypes, and each one will sell skills and ability books for all 8 subclasses. Go to my warrior master, talk to him, and he's going to sell me things that gladiators can learn as well as templars like myself. This is how you learn new abilities in the game. And notice the price. It gets higher and higher as you go along. This obviously reflects the amount of money that you make later on, so don't be too intimidated if you see something selling for 10,000 kina. It's not that big of a deal in the long run. Trust me on this.
If fate allows.
Hands down, this is a beautiful city. And they put a lot of work into it, especially through detail. If you walk on stone, it's going to sound like stone. If you walk on carpet, it'll sound like carpet. If you look up in the sky, you will see the other side of the world. You will see Elysia. Now, as we finish crossing the bridge, we're going to enter a place called Market Street. Now, Market Street is where most of your junk vendors are located. General goods vendors, different variations of weapons vendors, armor vendors, and stuff like that. One thing I did want to point out specifically is where the item modification shop is located. Now, item modification is something cool in this game. It's actually one of the main features of customization in the game. I'm just going to go in a little step-by-step real quick. Walk into the remodel shop, and you will see, starting at your right, remodeled items. This guy doesn't have anything on him yet for the most part except for extraction tools, which you will need to be able to take enchantment stones from items that you shard, essentially like you would in WoW when you're disenchanting. I wrote a big post and primer on that on my website. Now this is the item appearance vendor. You can reskin your gear, so if you happen to find something that looks very cool but the stats aren't as good as the next piece of junk that you put on, you can continue pulling off the appearance with it. It costs a little bit of coin. It's not that big of a deal though, honestly. I mean, look at the price. You can only use this at level 30. It does cost some kina, and you will lose the item that you're taking the texture from. Now this is the Godstone vendor. Godstones are like weapon enchants in the game. They give it a specific glow as well as a specific status effect, either chance on hit or something like that. They are pretty damn expensive to put in there. I don't happen to have any on me right now, so obviously I can't test it out for you so you can see what it looks like in the long run. I wrote another big post on Godstones through my enchantment guide on Spooncraft.com as well, so go ahead and check that out. Now, as we leave, this little guy on the right you're going to see is just a mana stone removal. You can remove mana stones from your gear, pick which ones to remove. It costs a certain amount of kina to remove them, and once you take them out, they're gone forever. You know, to be honest with you, I have no idea why the hell I tried to sell this. I guess I was trying to test out the sell all miscellaneous button. If you have vendor trash, gray stuff that serves no purpose whatsoever, you click that sell all mis button, it'll put it all up there for you to sell very easily. Entering the main city proper, the main plaza, The wings vendors to our left in the pond, not going to get into that right now. This is a private store. Any player can set this up. These fucking things line the streets. I recorded this around 5 in the morning, so there's barely anybody on. You can set your own prices for items. They will autofill with whatever price the game has set for it based on its value. And you can put in your own little message. A lot of people in the beta right now are putting messages just for guild recruitment or legion recruitment and their own legion websites and whatnot. So here's what you do. You set the price, you set a message, and you hit start. When you do that, you're going to whip out a small stool, sit down on it, put up a flag, and start waving people around. Depending on what you put in the message, obviously, people are going to read it, so put something alluring. Oh my god, Cornholio's back! Now these Shugo's expand your inventory cube. Your inventory cube is your inventory. Instead of buying new bags like you would in games such as World of Warcraft, you can expand your inventory for a small price. I've already had it expanded twice, giving me more than enough room that I need at this time. The warehouse keeper is like your bank, but there's two kinds. Your first bank is your standard warehouse. I have 24 slots as is default. Then there's the account warehouse with only 16 slots. The account warehouse is accessible by any character on your account. Very good way to do with bank alts. You can also transfer money through this as well in the deposit. Really nice way to keep track of all your funds. I already went over the auction house in a previous video I did. I don't need to get into it anymore. Like I said, it's the middle of the night, very early in the beta, so there's barely anything on the auction house right now and nobody's buying.
Once you go Shugo, you never go back.
Now, I could spend the next 5 minutes running across the place because the city is damn enormous, so let's just cut to the end. Bam, here we go. To my right, you're going to see the arena. I did a small video on that already. Nothing into that has to do with economy or enchanting your gear or anything like that. Quality weapon and armor shop is where you buy all the fancy higher level stuff, different from Market Street. Quality boutique shop is where you can buy kind of like the frill stuff. You want to get the dyes to make your armor look different. Divine clothing is just special holiday clothes you have. There's a lot of Korean traditional clothing, Japanese clothing, that sort of thing. Really nice looking stuff, but nothing other than just for celebrating and role-playing, I guess. I've done a dye video already. You guys don't need to see anything like that. I'm not going to waste any more of my keen of doing it. I am going to show you how to basically enchant your gear. Now, here's this ugly-ass greatsword. I'm a Templar. I can use them. I really don't need it, but for the sake of the video, here we go. This is how we put a mana stone in. I did this in another video, but I'm going to do it again here. You can't fail when putting in a mana stone if you're putting one that is too low level for the gear or too high level for the gear that you're using. In the beta, they do not have certain levels on the stones just yet, but that'll be up there in live. If you succeed, hooray for you. You put the stone in. If you fail, then you will lose that stone and any other stones that were previously already socketed in the gear. Now, when it comes to enchantment, as I said, I wrote a big guide on it that gives all the very specific numbers of it and what they do. You have to use an extraction tool. An extraction tool is destroyed upon using it, just like the gear is. I'm going to go ahead and destroy this breastplate of the plateau. When I finish using the extraction, it's going to give me an enchantment stone. The level of the enchantment stone is somewhat random, but typically close to the level of the item you're using. This is a level 21 enchantment stone. Now the sword that I have, that I'm going to enchant, is a 17 sword. Obviously, I'm going to get a successful pull because it's higher level than the item that I'm enchanting, but not tremendously so. If you fail, nothing will happen if you haven't enchanted it, but if it already is a +1, you'll lose that. Hope this video was entertaining and informative and you folks enjoyed it. I know I did. Please subscribe, and I'll see you soon.